How did you first pick up on Khalil Rountree and that he was going to be a superstar?
Well, the whole thing is I had heard, everybody had kind of heard through the grapevine of what Khalil was doing behind the scenes and the guys he was sparring with and the people that were selecting him, Anderson Silva, he had worked with Anderson and Vanderlei. And those aren't guys that like you can just walk in with and jump in the ring and start sparring with. And, there was legendary talks behind the scenes about what Khalil was doing in those sessions and things. And so there was a lot of hype on him coming through. And when we started working together, even I think it was that conversation that we'd had, even after his first fight or two that we had, it was just one of those things where it's like, okay, this guy is 100% has the it factor. And all that pressure, I think, though, and all those things at the time, that were placed on you, it was big. There was a lot of, so I knew, said going right into it, what I had, what kind of dog, dog I had in the race, and once I started working with you, and it was very apparent. Holy shit! Okay, all these things are true. This guy has the it factor. He has the talent. He has the explosion. Everything was there, and you just see that real quickly with people that have talent. And then obviously it also comes to more of that of, like you said, vibing together, like getting into the same page where you're just like, oh man, not only does this guy have it all, but I like working with him. I think he likes working with me. We work well together. You have fun. You get into a flow and you become, friends. You're not friends with every single person you work with. You're not close with every single person. I mean, this guy's been around my family and since my kid, he's held my kid as a baby until he's, 10 years old and still messing with him, So the bond was formed pretty quick and you could just tell like, okay, we clicked in all that stuff. The hard stuff, the part where we get on, we get along, we flow together. Then it's just about figuring out the dynamics of how his mind works, the dynamics of how the body works and how to work with the person. Everybody's different, everybody is so different. And it's changed over the years, like there was times, like I said, originally that it's from where we started to where we are now. It has changed and developed. And, there was points in times where we didn't know if it was going to work or what was going on. But we figured it out, and that's the thing is just being open-minded as a coach. Everybody's different. Everybody does everything different. This guy is on my top of the different list, like how he is and who he was and where we're sitting at right now. These are things that we talked about early on the first year. Yeah. And these were things that he always wanted. I told him, this is so awesome to have, for him to have a collaboration with you. This is what he's always wanted to have. And there was a point in time where I'll tell you, like he wanted to, I don't know that fighting was the thing. And sometimes the big picture for these fighters is too big. And we worked on focusing on shrinking the picture. But I remember having the talk with Khalil of like, hey, all these things you want, all these things that we're doing right now, sitting at this table, they will be brought to you from fighting. If you go in with this God-given talent and this gift that has been blessed upon you, because you do have a gift. If you do these things, everything that you want in your life is going to come to where it is. And here we go. And it's really awesome to see this happen.